A woman is fatally shot in a Hendersonville McDonald's and an employee charged with her murder.
Police say 35-year-old Sam Ivy is now charged with second-degree murder in the shooting death of 30-year-old Jacqueline Reed of Johnson City, Tennessee. News 13's Taylor Thompson shows us how it all unfolded.
An argument between two women took a deadly turn when they entered into the McDonald's here and an employee shot one woman in the chest.
It was just before 11 a.m. Monday morning when Hendersonville Police Chief Blair Myhan says they received a call about a shooting at the McDonald's on Four Seasons Boulevard. The chief says the two women began arguing at a bus stop and it carried over into the McDonald's as one woman was attempting to get away from the victim.
The manager and the employees interrupted that and tried to stop the disturbance inside their store, as you would expect someone would.
Chief Myhan says surveillance video showed the victim leaving the restaurant but returning moments later. He says the victim reached out and touched Sam Ivy, a McDonald's employee, and then Ivy pulled out a gun.
She's standing in the doorway, and that's where she's met by the manager and the shooter. And the shooter just, again, very matter-of-factly pulls a gun out very quickly and shoots her once dead center of the chest.
The chief says Ivy immediately fled the restaurant and headed to Edneyville Elementary, his son's school. A school resource officer recognized Ivy and arrested him in the parking lot. Chief Myhan says they also recovered the gun.
I'm not really sure, the suspect, why he reacted the way that he did, but our detectives will work into finding out, sort of his mind frame at the time. And the video that I've seen of the shooting, in my opinion, it's a clear case of homicide.
Chief Myhan saying that he isn't sure what sparked the original argument between the two women, but the police department has been dealing with the victim for a few days now.
No, we started dealing with her on Friday, and we've dealt with her several times throughout the weekend. Some erratic behavior that's caused people to call us several times.
As of Monday afternoon, they're still working to notify the victim's family.
We're fairly certain that she's not from this area. She may not even be from North Carolina. We'll figure out why he decided to react the way that he did and build our victimology and continue to build a case that we'll use for prosecution later on.
This McDonald's is run by a company that Congressman Chuck Edwards owns. He released a statement on the murder saying in part, quote, "This was a senseless act of violence in our community. Our prayers are with the victim's family and we have full confidence in law enforcement's investigation."
And Chief Myhan says this is not an ongoing active shooter investigation. This was a single shooter with a single victim and there is no threat to the community. In Hendersonville, Taylor Thompson, News 13.
And tonight we begin with the latest information about a deadly shooting inside a Hendersonville McDonald's Monday.
Employee Sam Ivy is charged with second-degree murder in the death of a Johnson City woman. News 13's Taylor Thompson shows us viewer footage of Ivy's arrest and has Congressman Chuck Edwards' response to the shooting inside the restaurant his company owns.
Sam Ivy has been charged with second-degree murder and possession of a firearm by a felon in the shooting death of Jacqueline Reed. According to Hendersonville Police Chief Blair Myhan, it all started after Reed got into an argument with a woman that carried over into the McDonald's. The store manager and Ivy, an employee at McDonald's, attempted to break up the situation and were able to get Reed to briefly leave, but she returned moments later.
The employee just pulls out a gun very, very quickly and matter-of-factly, shot her right in the chest. She did touch him, but it was not, certainly not what I would consider a self-defense situation. I would classify his reaction to be really an overreaction to the situation.
Ivy fled the scene and headed to his son's school, Edneyville Elementary, where Chief Myhan says he was recognized by an SRO. You can see in this video a viewer sent us of Ivy on the ground in the parking lot being arrested. The NC Department of Correction shows that Ivy has prior charges including assault and pointing a gun at someone back in 2015. Chief Myhan says the gun used in the homicide was recovered and addressed Ivy concealing a gun while on the job.
That's really a corporate policy. We would probably discourage employees from actively carrying guns while working, and I don't know what, McDonald's corporate policy probably doesn't allow that, but all these are franchises, and so the owner may have different rules.
This McDonald's is owned by C. Edwards Group Incorporated, a company run by Congressman Chuck Edwards. The congressman confirms Ivy having a gun on him was in violation of restaurant policy. While Chief Myhan says it's unlikely that Ivy and Reed knew each other, Reed was not a new face to the police department.
Just some erratic behavior that's caused people to call us several times. Our victim, had some odd behavior that caused us to interact with her a lot over the weekend, but not behavior that, in my experience, that would rise to the level of being shot dead inside a restaurant.
Ann Ivy is currently being held without bond at the Henderson County Detention Facility. In Hendersonville, Taylor Thompson, News 13.
Black Mountain